Hello, salud. I am the Rasta Witch. Here's where we learn the way of the Yansway Rasta, which is to say, my kind of Ital. Please subscribe and begin your own kind of Yansway witchcraft. All roads lead to Rome. Home. Okay, here we are. We are doing the threes of each suit. Here's in my deck the Three of Wands, Three of Cups, Three of Swords, Three of Coins, and the Sephiroth Tarot, Three of Wands, Three of Cups, Three of Swords, Three of Discs. In the Thoth deck, Three of Wands, Three of Cups, Three of Swords, Three of Discs. Okay, so here we are at number 3. So remember, number 3, first of all, is Bina, the Hebrew word for understanding. So Bina. In the Kabbalah, we call it Bina. At number 1, remember, we had the unified idea. Then at 2, we had Kokma, which is wisdom. Wisdom broke it down, making the masculine side of the polarity above the abyss. And now with number 3, Bina, we have the feminine side, the great mother. The yin, which is receptive to the yang. Picking up speed, momentum. We're past 2, now we're on to 3. Growth and understanding. This union brings growth through understanding, which is what Bina means. Okay, so this is a fun one. So, do you remember what the Two of Wands looked like? Remember on the twos, the Two of Wands, remember it was about, see, he set one wand off to the side while he's holding another, and then the world in his other hand, because he's got a plan he's still on his back patio, and he's got to plan the next move, because you've gone from 1 to 2. So 3 is a lot like that. Here we have someone with 3 wands, and 2 of them are off to the side, 1 of them's in his hand, and he's looking off to the horizon, thinking about the next step. So they both are kind of a lot alike. They're about having all this wand energy. Of course, wand is elemental fire, so it's passion, and it can be lusty and creative and assertive and masculine. So it's got all this creative energy, but it's not really time to necessarily take the next step. It's time to stop and plan or something, right? So the question becomes, what's the difference between the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands? So the Three of Wands, you can see he's look how nicely dressed he is. He's a dignified person. I suppose it could be a she. He or she is a dignified person. See, but it's not. It's you're going from 2 to 3, so it's not so much planning like writing down your goals type planning, as much as it is you can start to see that the universe is behind you. See, he's looking off into the horizon and seeing that ship. See, and there's all those birds around the ship. The ship is already set sail. It's already on the way, It's seeing kind of like the fruits of your labors. You can see the saffron plant off to the side. You can see the roots of the saffron plant. The seed is planted. It's taken roots. You have the like number 2 was like, number 1 was like the seed. Number 2, it was starting to take root. Number 3, it's taken root. You can still see the roots. You're close to the same place, but now it's sprouted up and is a plant. You're starting to see that the universe knows what you want to do, and so it's good to notice that. and it's still kind of a moment to stop and plan and to recognize, you know, that the world isn't always against you, but the universe is fixing to work with you on this one. You know, so there's the Three of Wands from the Thoth, virtue, and the Three of Wands from the Sephiroth, the Tarot of the Sephiroth. So it's the Sun in Aries. You can see the Sun symbol up there and then the Aries down there. So teamwork is paid off. It's fertile and flexible growth from solid groundwork. It's appreciation and achievement, overcoming challenges, willing to work harder than anyone, strategic, the end is in sight, picking up loose ends, success after struggle, hope. It's like on the Bruce Lee movie, Enter the Dragon, where he says, it's like a finger pointing at the moon. You know, don't look at the finger or you'll miss all that heavenly glory, you know. It's, you know, it's kind of like when you're learning when I was taking swim lessons when I was younger, you know, you start out at the shallow end of the pool and all the more advanced swimmers are over in the deep end, and you're like, oh wow, when am I going to be able to swim in the deep end? Those people are they know so much about swimming, you know. But then after a while, because you're kind of afraid to go in the deep end, you're staying in the shallow end too long. It's time to move on and to go into the deep end of the pool. You've outgrown where you are now, and it's time to start looking to the next step. Okay, so now we're on the Three of Cups. This card always reminds me of that scene on Practical Magic where they're at this certain point in the story, and the mother witches look at each other, and they realize what time it is. It's time to make margaritas, and they start dancing around, you know, and the lemon and the dick and whatever song that is and all that stuff. It's water energy, so it's a feminine energy. It's Mercury and Cancer. You know, abundance. See all the cups with pomegranates and it's overflowing and stuff. See, here's the Sephiroth, the lotuses, and there's water everywhere, so it's abundance, you know. It's so Mercury is like communication, you know, and then Cancer is like feelings, so it's giving vent to emotions through words. You know, hospitality, passive success, you know. Sometimes in life, it's like, it's time, you know, like, what's the next step in your plan? Sometimes it's like, oh, well, it's Friday night, and we've been working hard all week. It's time to go party with my friends and celebrate. And somehow, even though that's kind of like not working, somehow it's kind of like part of how it all fits together in the end, because there's a time and a place for that too, you know. It's but the good things in life are transient, therefore they can be unreliable, you know. So it's just a moment, but it's a moment to take. You know, so it's about feelings expressed, because again, it's Mercury and Cancer. The power of sympathetic understanding. Remember, Bina means understanding. So at number 3, we're starting to get momentum. We're past 1, we're past 2, we're past 3, which is the last number. You know, we've got the the polarity above the abyss now with Bina and Kokma, you know. So now we've got something above the abyss. We're about ready to cross the abyss, so we've got momentum building up, you know. It's the healing power of unselfish love. It's a good marriage. Enjoy what is before you. Being paid what you are worth and coordinating the plan. Okay, now we move on to swords. Of course, swords are air energy. And this card is named Sorrow in the Thoth deck. It is Saturn. You can see up there the Saturn symbol, and down at the bottom in Libra. So Saturn is like heaviness and Libra is balance. So it's like heaviness and balance. You know, can there after all be joy without sorrow? You know, can you know the bitter, the sweet without the bitter? You know, this is not a subtle card. Look at that, a heart with 3 swords in it. You know, and look at the clouds. You know, it's probably raining, and a lot of cards it is raining. See, there it is. It's raining. The clouds are all gray and stormy and everything, and the heart's weighted down by these 3 swords. You know, otherwise it would float up above the clouds back into the sun up there. You know. Because we're sometimes we're weighted down by the pain, and we use it as a weapon. So this card can mean heartache, but remember, this is sword, so it's not so much like when you think of heartache, you think of like lots of emotion and things like that. This is more of an intellectual, you know, like you've thought out your plans, and your plan didn't go quite as you wanted it to, you know. And so now you might need to be more flexible and kind of like learn from things and adapt, you know. But this card, you know, like 3 swords and a heart like that, it's not subtle, you know. Obviously it's a time for endings, you know. It can literally mean heart problems. But it's like the end of a relationship, a business relationship, a romantic relationship. You know, it's a card of endings, you know. Nothing could be done, it can mean that nothing can be done to restore what once was, you know. And you're thinking you're trying to figure out how you can get back what's been lost because of how it's ended and how it's turned out. But it's time to remove the swords out of the heart and let it float up above the clouds. You know, it's time to adapt. You know, it's a violent assault on the ego. You know, the final thrust, division. You know, you've parted ways, rupture, severance from the past. You know, time to roll with the punches. Okay, so now we move on to the 3 of coins. So here's the Lord of the Rings tarot. It says, Bilbo is reading in his library to learn new skills and gain new abilities. I'm sure we all remember that part of the story. You know, this card is this card is works. You can see in that deck, the Thoth deck. For some reason I couldn't remember what it was called. It's a Saturn in Libra. Did I just say that? Wait, I'm sorry. Hang on a second. I'm good. Sorry, I was thinking about some of the things I just said were the 3 of Swords, dummy. It's not Saturn in Libra. Remember, that was the 3 of Swords. It's Mars and Capricorn. And like I said, it's works in the Thoth deck. Okay, so Mars is physical energy and Capricorn is practical activity, you know. So that's the type of drive that's needed to master a skill. This card is about This card is about mastering a skill. It's the result of hard work and the opportunity to show what you can do. It's interesting and unique. It's an interesting and unique artist. It's music, art, or writing talents. It's the need to assimilate more skills and to cultivate a deeper understanding as a foundation to develop your skills and talents. You know, and so some cards it shows like a person mastering their skills and people watching them. You know, this card it can mean like in this case, like Bilbo's looking at his library. Other people wrote those books, you know. Sometimes other people's support is needed. It needs to be kind of, the next step is a teamwork thing. Moments ago, Bilbo was not in his library studying. He was out trying to figure it out alone. Now it's time to go back and to kind of like rethink it through. Remember, we're at 3, so we're starting to develop momentum to get the momentum going, and to move to the next thing. It takes it might take some teamwork from books, or from learning from your mistakes, or, you know, it's to perfect your skills, but to not expect yourself to be perfect, but to learn from your mistakes, you know. Don't take any shortcuts. It's time to put in some work to move to the next thing. Okay, so that was the 3s at Bina in the Kabbalah, and the Kabbalah with the Q, you know. We got your wands, cups, swords, and discs of the number 3. And next time we will do the number 4.